Protein powder is considerably one of the most widely used forms of powder in the fitness industry to build muscle, and some debates may emerge as to how much protein intake you specifically need to grow muscle. Well, today we will cover how to use protein powder effectively, whether you are cutting, bulking, or on a recomp phase, and many other questions you might have with regards to protein powder. So stay tuned. Protein powder is convenient and cost efficient. It also makes it a lot more easier for you to reach your daily protein target intake without the hassle of struggling to find that directly from food. First, let's cover the amount of protein you need to take in. Now, how much protein do you need daily to efficiently supplement your muscle growth target? Well, let's quickly find out. According to studies, it is recommended that you take in 0.8 of protein per kilograms of body weight, which is equivalent to 0.36 grams per pound. That's from World Health Organization, by the way. Simply put, if you're around 75 kilos, you'll need to consume 60 grams of protein per day. But there's a problem. As much as this is true, it doesn't relate to bodybuilding and weight training. The sports nutrition research makes it clear that you'll need more than that. We'll cover that later in this video. Well, before we dive into the numbers, we'll first have to pick the right type of protein. Well, the first thing you need to consider, beyond picking the right type of protein, is identify whether you are bulking, cutting, or going through a body recomp phase. Now, as for picking the right type of protein powder, Whey and Casein have proven to be the best according to most research. This is simply because Whey and Casein are the best at stimulating protein synthesis, and they contain high amounts of amino acid, which are quite essential for improving the body's ability to synthesize protein and are the building blocks of muscle tissue and protein. So yes, they are the best option, but it is, however, best to pick whey protein. Whey contains high levels of leucine, which means more activation of the body's mTOR pathway and induced protein synthesis, which is great news for the regrowth and repair of muscle tissue, as shown again by research. Now, how much whey protein should you take in? Well, if you are cutting, you have less glycogen as your fuel, and that is because your body has fewer calories from food and much less fat, meaning your body will break down muscle tissue as a source of calories. So your protein intake should be around 2.3 to 3.1 grams per kilo, meaning if you're a person that weighs 80 kilos, multiply that by 2.3 to 3.1 grams, that's 184 to 248 grams of protein per day. That's a lot of numbers there. When bulking, you are making sure that you're well fed, leaving no room for your body to break down muscle tissue as a source of fuel. So because of this, you'll need less protein intake compared to when cutting. Basically, that would be 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilo. That also being 0.7 to 1 gram per pound per day. Meaning if you're a person that weighs 80 kilos, multiply that by 1.6 to 2.2 grams, you get 128 to 176 grams of protein per day that you need to consume. Then lastly, if you're on a body recomp phase, which is where you want to build muscle and lose fat at the same time, protein intake for this group can be similar to when bulking, provided that your caloric intake is set to maintain. But of course, you want to head towards the higher end of the range if you're on a caloric deficit. That will help. Now, when should you be taking the protein? Well, I'll get straight to the point. Take the shake before the workout, and here's why. Contrary to popular beliefs, taking a protein shake immediately after your workout isn't quite as necessary as it's made to be, according to most studies. This means if your pre-workout meal had sufficient protein, then post-workout window protein intake isn't that necessary. So sometimes there's no need to be running home for your next shake after hitting the gym. However, it is necessary to have a post-workout shake within the protein intake window, the anabolic window, that is an hour after your workout, if you never had any pre-workout meal. But again, if your workout wasn't fasted, you don't have to bother timing your post-workout shake intake. Ingesting the protein shake before the workout, as studies show, will help you experience higher protein synthesis compared to when you are training in a fasted state or taking the shake immediately after your workout. Now, what should you take it with? Well, since protein synthesis is essential for muscle growth, ingesting the protein powder with fats or carbs does not alter the protein synthesis process by decreasing or increasing it, even though it slows down digestion. So to a certain extent, depending on whether you are on a bulking, cutting or recomp phase, you can still ingest the protein powder with either milk, water, yogurt or dry milk powder, whichever you prefer. But then again, keeping in mind that it depends on the phase you are in. So generally, if you are bulking, taking the protein powder with milk instead of water provides an additional 150 to 200 calories with some extra protein. But then if you are cutting or looking to lose fat, water or almond milk will do, helping you save on some calories. To sum it all up, protein powder is very useful in order to help you reach your protein daily target intake. So depending on where you stand and how much grams of protein per pound of body weight you sum up to, you can easily use protein powders as mentioned in this video to hit your targets. However, I do need to clarify that protein powder alone is not a magical tool to give you the body you want. And though it helps with protein supply, it's essential to use it to supplement the diet you are already on and not entirely rely on it. That's it, guys. If you have any questions of how much protein and which protein you should be personally using, or suggestions on ways you use protein powder that best suits you, feel free to comment down below and share your experiences with it. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment and turn on the notification bell so you remain updated when we release more content like this one. Thanks for watching. See you again on the next video.